My name is Marcelino Manhula. I'm a full-time mosaic artist based in Cape Town. Mainly I work with the stones, shapes and the texture. That's what I work with. Yeah, lockdown indeed. I had really bad time with it. Because mainly when I work with my customers, I work directly with my customers. And then now I can't deal with them directly. And me, the financial, I can't deal with it. And then all the financial matters, it became difficult because I can't move. How I make money is about moving. Talk to the customer, show them, because most of my artwork is very different. You can't just take a photo and show the customer. I must educate my customer, and then when I educate the customers what I use about the color, about the stones, I deal with the customer directly. And then this lockdown, it affect me in different way. Financial, even productive way, because I want to buy material, can't go to buy materials. Yeah, regards to production, it affected so much because I don't work the way I used to work. I work always thinking when it's gonna finish, but in the meantime, I'm working because basically I'm working at the studio at home. I'm working. And I'm working in regards because I had already a project, like I'm gonna have an exhibition in September. Then I was asking myself, if I don't work, what am I gonna show? And then basically I'm working in regards to wanting to finish every product. But even though it's not the way I planned to work because of shortage of material. But in the same way, I'm working with what I have. It's like more information, I have more information about this, about that. Because how do I work? How do I function my work to what's going on? Through people, what I see, what I hear in the news, even myself, what I take it as a product to my work. What it becomes, I became more listener, what's going on, because most days I don't listen too much, you just work. But in this stage, we listen to people what's going on. And then it gives us like a way for production, it's like, it's a kind of move forward, I can put it that way. In a way, because I've been in this thing of art, I think I can't even mention the time, the year. I don't get inspired from something. Like whatever I have in my mind, I do it. It's how I put into art. And I don't need any kind of formality or a kind of a stage to work. Whatever comes in, if it's a lockdown, is people there out there, is a format to work. And then I'm really far away from my studio in regards that I move to one place to another place. And as I'm in this Cape Town metropolitan city, each corner is a different issue, a different way of seeing things. And then once I move, I get answers from my previous questions, and it's like when it's locked down, when I turn a corner, it's like open call. It's each movement it relates to another movement. What makes me work? That's the funding. I love what's happening, but in the bottom line, in the reality, as we artists, we don't function too much in there because people don't believe that we are workers, we're just artists. But also we need the funding because we are part of the society. Because we like a journalist, but in another way, like we do things as art. But in the funding industry, you're not really there. And that's what makes me sometimes like back off, not become like the negative, After that, I know that whatever I'm gonna apply, gonna come out of it. But it's very tricky because most people, as my colleagues, we share the website, say, but try this, you can get fun. But none of us we get anything out of it, and ask ourselves, is it worth it to do so? It was worth it. At least we tried something, but then nothing came up. Maybe in this situation, we can try more, or we legalize become as artist foundation, something that we can claim through, not individually. You know what I mean? I can put it that way. But in that way, I didn't even try to go through those funds. I think for the artists, we look like we've been forgotten in that regards in that section. exposure, because at the end of the day I was asking myself, because I had the Minister of Culture, and he said that we don't fund, it's indeed that you don't fund artists because they never show anything realistic, you know what I mean? We don't never saw it, and I mean that there's a shortage of people who are in front of those things. They don't show it. They don't show it at all. It's like, okay, I can have a project in Pumalanga, and then I'm gonna be there. I can tell them, okay, this and this is gonna take a place, and from there, it doesn't go out. It just remain there where we are, and then every day you ask yourself, what have I done? Nothing. And then people, they don't really see it, and people, they need to be educated a little bit, like, what's this art all about? Because people say this art, and from there they don't explain, okay, but why are you doing this? What is the meaning of this? They never give you a chance to say that. And then once they cut it, mean that you're not even around the community. You don't even stand to be there. But once the question you ask you, why are you at this? You can explain yourself. Suppose, well, yeah, that makes sense. Mean that when there's a sense on it, mean that people can hear yourself, but it doesn't happen in these days. Now what's going on? It doesn't happen.
Because of exposure.
Exposure, because people who are in front of, they don't look in this way. They just cut you off. I don't know why. Maybe with regards to the beg, like, no, this kind of person can't be able to do such a thing, but never even get a chance to open that gap, that person to say whatever needs to say. And then there's a cuttage. People, they cut people off in this industry. Recruit people, they're willing to do such a thing, because it's a lack of recruiting people. They know what to do, how to put things out there, because people in our day, they don't really recruit people. We just talk art in galleries. That's where art it is. And then people who can't afford to go to the galleries,
they don't have access.
They don't have access to it. Then if there is someone, people who can take the art from the galleries to outside.
In what formats, though?
Yeah.
In which kinds of formats?
You know, talking about it.
So talks.
Yeah, talks. Yeah, talks. Open a little bit of a conversation with people. Okay, because if I'm talking about art in my studio, I can be talking the same art somewhere else. I need just kind of a leadership. Yeah, that people can be able to do such a thing. It's easy, but it seems it's not easy, but it's easy because most people that we see in the galleries who can afford. But there's people on that can't afford, but they're there. And can I say, where have you been? Say, I was in the gallery. And when you reach home, it doesn't say much about it, because the contest is kind of unrealistic. But it's real. And then instead from there, one he talks, other one talks, it becomes a music.
So it needs to be more inclusive.
Yeah, more
Instead
inclusive.
so
Inclusive. Certain people or say certain classes, you know what I mean? Because they say if you're doing art, you become a kind of
classy. Yeah, no.
You know, yeah. But it's not about it's about how you feel, it's who you are. Because expression doesn't have class. It's who you then you can speak to anywhere, anyhow.
It's relatable to
to anybody. And then you need to cut off, like, no, exhibitions. No, you can exhibit anywhere. Yeah,
it's just a showcase.
Just a showcase. Mainly, I'm very easy person to deal with. I'm an artist, and then beside to be artist, I'm an art therapist. And I do the art therapies with some of the street people in Cape Town. I do this section from Friday, when Monday, Friday, Saturday. In this lockdown, everything is cut down. I can't even afford to teach them such a art therapist. And other things I teach, I mentor, I do teaching weekends in my studio. I know it already, and then it doesn't make any sense for me to just keep for myself. And then whoever's needed to learn a bit of mosaic is more than welcome.